Hello, everyone. It's Women in Power. My name is Slava, and we decided to organize a series of motivational and empowering events to support Ukrainian women at wartime, because I know that every single one of us, either here in Ukraine or those who are abroad, we're going through some uneasy times. So our aim was to just gather us together in a safe women's circle to share experience, to share stories, to motivate us and move on. And today with us, there's Žymantė. She comes from Lithuania. She's a business analyst. She's a volunteer and she's a women's activist. And today she will tell about the project, which is called Sisters for Sisters. And we will dig into women empowerment in Lithuania. Žymantė, please. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello, everyone, and I'm really grateful and honored to be invited to this event, to this workshop. And I think that you are doing a wonderful, wonderful thing for all the Ukrainian women, because I think in times like these, it's really important to get motivation from any possible channel. So I'll just share some slides that I have made for this workshop. And let me begin from the beginning. So as Slava said, my profession is a business analyst, and my name is Žymantė. But when you say that I'm an activist, I don't want to agree. What does it even mean to be an activist, you know? I just simply find myself in situations where my effort is necessary, where I can be present and can do some actions to make a difference. And actually, this is how I found myself in Sisters for Sisters, a project that was created as a response to the atrocious events in Ukraine back in March 2022. And actually, the project was founded by women just like you and I, ordinary people with no special, I mean, they have some special skills, but they are not something, you know, extraordinary, no real stars, no rich people, just regular women who had a very big desire to make a difference, at least a little bit, to make the life of the Ukrainian women who have left their homes and came to Lithuania a little bit easier, just, you know, to feel a little bit better. But before I tell you more about Sisters for Sisters, I just wanted to ask you a little bit something about you. I mean, us here in the event. So could you just tell me, what is your name? Where are you now, right now, like physically? And how are you feeling? And you don't have to make an elaborate answer, just, for example, I'm feeling nervous or I'm feeling excited. It's all sufficient. And I will start from myself just to break the ice. So as I said before, my name is Žymantė. I am physically now in Vilnius, Lithuania. And I'm stressed, but in a very good way, because I'm really excited to be here. And maybe we can continue with you, Sveta. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, Greta, maybe, yeah.
I misheard. Is it my name or not my name?
Greta.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, hi, I'm Greta. I am right now in Madrid, Spain, and I feel hungry.
Perfect. Oh, nice. That's very nice. Hello, everyone. I'm Slava. I'm in Kyiv, and I'm thrilled. And the feeling of thrill is both pleasant and unpleasant because it gives you shivers and you feel like it gives you rapture in some way. Because I'm a little bit worried whether the electricity will go off or will stay, or whether everything goes smoothly. Yeah, but I'm fine. Thank you so much.
Svetlana, maybe you next.
My name is Svetlana. I'm in Vilnius, Lithuania right now, and I'm feeling content because I have a workshop just held by me, and it was really nice. And I'm happy to be here too and to listen to what you are going to say. So I'm feeling peaceful, I think, right now.
Great, thank you. And who is recording? I'm sorry, I forgot the name. You're not audible.
Yeah, Yana is recording. Yana, are you there? Because Yana has a little toddler
Oh,
that she takes care of, so she might be sometimes available, sometimes not.
okay. If you are not available, then let's continue.
Yeah.
So I will now tell how I ended up in Sisters for Sisters. So actually, it was the end of February last year, 2022. It was the second year of my maternity leave. So here in Lithuania, we are able to take up to 2 years of paid maternity leave. And I was devastated. I was devastated because of the atrocities that occurred in Ukraine. And I was really, really scared, not only for the people who were, of course, suffering in Ukraine, but egoistically for myself as well, because we are not neighboring, but we have a very similar history here as you do in Ukraine. And when you feel your pain, it kind of resonates through us as well, because we are always thinking if we are going to be next, And I was desperately looking for ways to contribute, to help somehow. I remember I was searching through Facebook for different groups who were supporting Ukrainians. I was filling up spreadsheets in Excel, finding accommodation, at least temporarily, for people who are coming from Ukraine to Vilnius or other parts of Lithuania. And I was feeling like crap because my effort wasn't really, I don't know, I wasn't feeling any response, and I wish I had. And I remember that I was giving away stuff for people who just came here, and it was helpful, but I think it wasn't like exactly what I was looking for. And I was really, really trying hard, paying a lot of attention to it and doing it every day. And I didn't have like a real connection. And why? When I think about myself, well, I have been trying to help people for quite, as far as I can remember, since university. I was volunteering in the Order of Malta. And as you can see here on the right-hand side, I am with Ded Maroz here in a local youth center. So together with other volunteers in this organization, we were trying to help young children who are from difficult families. I was helping out blind people, blind youth who were unable to, go from one place to another, who needed like a guide to help them out. And then later on in 2014, I even went to volunteer for 6 months to Sakartvelo, to Georgia. And on the left down corner of the slide, you can see the Georgian flag and the mountains. And I was working there with children. And then later on, I was a member of Toastmasters, and I was a member of the board of Toastmasters community. So I was like a secretary. I was vice president of the club as well. But none of that really matters. When the war hit us, you know, everything was just, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't really affecting me directly, but I was kind of paralyzed, I would say, in a sense, and really, really trying hard. But maybe I was trying too hard. One day, I remember I just was, you know, taking my phone, scrolling down through Instagram, and I saw a story made by a woman whose name is Yeva Yodelytė, and she was making a call to action. She was looking for women in Lithuania, for women who wanted to help out the Ukrainian women coming here and not really feeling any support from anyone. She wanted to build a community of women who would organize events, various kinds of workshops, master classes. And I just responded. I just wrote to her. I said, "Hi, Yeva, my name is Žymantė. I really want to help you out. I feel like I could contribute." And little by little, we created a project or an initiative which is called Sisters for Sisters. And it's an initiative from women to women. It's completely voluntary. We don't really have any management, no managerial body, no budget, nothing. Just a few women who want to help out Ukrainian women here in Lithuania. And only recently we had like registered Sisters for Sisters as an organization. So all the time in the spring and in summer, it was based on willpower, so to say, and the desire to help out. So in essence, I just responded at the right time, at the right place, and this is how our project, little project called Sisters for Sisters, was born. And if you can see the photo here on the right-hand side, I don't know if you have heard about, but there is an organization, a different organization in Lithuania called Motherhood is Sexy, and they're doing a great job by gathering all kinds of clothings and stuff for babies, anything that could be useful here for people who have come to Lithuania and are placed here in Vilnius. And here I was, I think in March last year, just created a QR code on my tablet, and I was speaking to women in my bad Russian, trying to tell them about Sisters for Sisters and inviting them to come to our events. And this is, by the way, Yeva, the one in blue sweater. She is the founder of Sisters for Sisters. And initially, I was planning just to write some content for Sisters for Sisters. I was maybe wanting to, I don't know, write some blog posts or some sections on the website. But I ended up becoming one of the women who was leading the building of the website. And with the help of several other brilliant women, we released a website which is online and live even today, and it's called sistersforsisters.org, and you can find information about us, about the previous events. There is a calendar of events, so you can filter it out by the month, by location, and by type of event, and I'm really, really proud of it. And here, my experience in working in an IT sector was actually quite useful, because it helped me in creating this website, and it's running up to date. And later on, as we were progressing with more and more events, I started to help in organizing the events. But I felt like it wasn't, enough. I wanted to see how my effort was actually contributing and how it was affecting the women from Ukraine. I was both, I would say, ashamed, but also really curious. I was ashamed because, I am not the one who is affected by all those horrible events. I am not the one who is losing her family and, loved ones. And who am I to be there? But at the same time, I wanted to feel like what we were doing there in Sisters for Sisters mattered. I just wanted to be present and hear the women out, hear their stories, and see them, and maybe get a response. And then I did. And I think that was one of the best things that happened to me last year, because I met so many brilliant women, and I actually, by being there with them and listening to them, I understood that it was really important to them, because apparently there are so many oblivious people up today who don't believe that the war is going on in Ukraine and that they are suffering. For instance, one of the women in art therapy, she told me that some kind of cashier was making fun of her and saying, "Wow, you're being attacked." And I couldn't believe that people were so obnoxious here in Vilnius, where we are not, covered by this media bullshit like in Russia. So it seemed that actually listening to them made a difference. And, I will just would like to go through some of the events that we have organized and share some of the reflections, and maybe some slides here and pictures, because I think that some pictures sometimes can be more powerful than words. And here you can see photos taken in a series of events called art therapy. So this is where some women would come and draw, or maybe make some collages or masks, as you can see, or just listen to Vivaldi music and just paint whatever they are feeling. And then we would later on talk about what we see, what we think we did, express ourselves in these paintings and these pictures and masks and whatnot. And I actually even got one of the paintings by a Ukrainian woman, and it's hanging on my ceiling, not on my ceiling, on my wall in my living room, and I'm really so happy to have it. And I when we talked with these women, it seemed that it was really important for them to be just, in the flow of creativity, when they get the chance to forget about everything that is bothering them, about people who are suffering. And I think that it really, really made a difference. And another type of events that we organized as Sisters for Sisters were cooking events. there were maybe 3 or 4, I can't remember right now, and I had the chance to participate in 2 of them. And I was doing the dishes and helping out Indra, and Indra is a chef. She actually has 2 restaurants in the south of Lithuania, in a town called Druskininkai, and she moved back to Vilnius a while ago, and she's making all kinds of events, and I think she found a friend from Ukraine, another cook, Chef Stepanova, I think she's called, and now they're hosting events together. But here, as you can see in the pictures, women were cooking together and having a wonderful time, and later on sharing the meals with one another. And I can tell you, oh boy, that feeling is wonderful. When you make a food yourself and you sit at the same table and you share your reflections, share how you're feeling, and it's wonderful. And later on in August, there was another cooking event, and right now I'm not able to point it, but it was made with another organization, which is called Tula, and Tula is hosted by Svetlana, another Svetlana, and she's making all kinds of events for Ukrainian and Lithuanian people, for Ukrainian and Lithuanian families. So together with her, we as Sisters for Sisters and Tula created another cooking event, and this time we were filmed by a documentary crew from Blue and Yellow. So there were cameras all along, and they were following us as we were cooking and making traditional Lithuanian, Samogitian dishes. And I'm expecting to see some parts of the documentary sometime in the future, because we should be there as well. And I think that it is really, really important that we had this chance to be a part of this documentary. And as I can tell you, you know, as I had the chance to be there, I still remember that feeling of warmth, and it's just wonderful. And I want to tell about another really, really important event that was held in summer last year, and it was a mystical sound journey. It was one type of event that occurred only once, but it was magnificent. It was hosted 25 kilometers away from Vilnius, in a very beautiful place called the Land of the Dragonfly. And the hosts of this place is a husband and wife. The wife's name is Alicia Eliakas, and she's a well-known therapist and sound therapist, and they both can play with all kinds of different instruments that make those interesting overtones and high and low vibrations that are, you know, taking you away to a mystical land. And we had around 60 women from all over of Lithuania coming to this event, making a circle, sharing our hearts and souls. And then we laid down on those mattresses, covered ourselves and closed our eyes. And then the hosts of the event, they took us through a mystical journey. And oh boy, that was wonderful. For a while, I thought that I was, I don't know, between earth and on ground. I felt like I was hovering above. I felt that my body was, it was moving on its own, all because of these sounds that they were making. And I heard some women crying, and some people even were snoring and fell asleep. And it was magnificent. And once the music was over, we sat and we made the circle, the one that you can see here in the picture. And we tried to share our feelings, and we hugged each other, and we cried. And I still remember this event like it took place yesterday. That was just an unbelievable warmth and beauty and sisterhood, like real sisterhood between Lithuanians and Ukrainians. So if you have a chance sometime in the future to participate in such type of event, I really, really recommend you to. You will not regret it. And then the next type of events that I want to touch upon is ceramics. It's, I think, the most popular series of events that we hosted. And the host of the events is her name is Živilė, and she's also a member of the leads of Sisters for Sisters, and she was also a very skilled person in ceramics. So a lot of women are always registering for her workshops. There are usually no spots left, like in a few hours after registration is published. And as you can see here in the picture on the left-hand side at the bottom, there were maybe 20 women at this event that we had, making pots and cups, and, you know, just immersing ourselves into the clay and feeling silent and happy. And, you know, you can get something out of it as well, because after these events, women would also receive the cups and the things that they made. And we also had some writing workshops, and this is how I met Svetlana, and Svetlana hosted the lecture before me today. She shared her experiences, and she wanted to host some working workshops, and we did a few, I think, on creative writing and on some tips and tricks on how writing can help you in such situations, like in the times of war. And I want to share a little secret. We actually even went to some metal and rock concerts together with Svetlana. So I think that Sisters for Sisters is spreading beyond the events, and it makes real connections, and it helps make real connections between women. And there is one more thing that I want to share that is also really, really cool about Sisters for Sisters. There was a woman, her name is Victoria, and she attended a few art therapy events here in Vilnius. And she loved it so much that she came back to Ukraine. I think she went to Kharkiv. And she decided to continue in the spirit of Sisters for Sisters and make different kinds of events for the Ukrainian community back in her homeland in Ukraine. And she was so inspired, and she has, I think, some connections in Ukraine, and it wasn't that difficult for her to make different kinds of events there. And I know that they visited some florist. They played an astrological game with a psychologist. They went to a writer's home somewhere in the premises of Kharkiv. And there were several other events that she organized in the name of Sisters for Sisters. And because it made her forget about the atrocities and the civilians and the military losses and everything. She knew that continuing what we do here in Lithuania was simply necessary, and she just followed her gut and continued our spirit in Ukraine as well. There were many other events hosted by Sisters for Sisters, ranging from an event where you were able to create your own perfume, to boxing and to yoga, to other therapeutical events and exercises. But we are not as active anymore, unfortunately. I think that the project, in a sense, losing momentum. We are not organizing as many events anymore. But I think that what we did really made a difference. And I really believe that I was just present at the right place at the right time. And in our nowadays society, where we are all about the technology, sometimes scrolling through Instagram or TikTok isn't that bad, because you can find like-minded individuals and make some difference after all. And I'm really, really happy that I made friends not only with the Lithuanians from Sisters for Sisters, but with the Ukrainian women. And when we meet, we say hi to each other and we smile. And I think that if you make somebody smile at least a little bit in the day, that it's really, really something good. And I think that it gives you some presence, and you can feel a little bit more grounded. And what's next, I don't know, but I'm really happy that we've done what we've done so far. I know that it made a difference to some Ukrainian women for sure. We talked to them. I talked to them. I heard it when I attended those events. They are very, very grateful. And if I can make a little bit of, if I can make somebody's day a little bit better, as I said, it's all that you need. As I said, I don't really think that I am an activist, but I'm just a person who is in the right place sometimes. Sometimes by coincidence, sometimes just because. And yeah, if you feel that you want to do something, and even if you're afraid to do something, I think just do it. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, they will tell you no, but then you will have no doubt. So I think that you just need to follow your gut sometimes. So that would be all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Žymantė. I really loved your story. I loved it because at first you said that you wanted to help so much, but you couldn't find like the place. You were trying this and that, and then you finally met the right lady, and everything clicked into place, and you just founded the Sister for Sister initiative, which turned into organization. And for me, this is the way the ripple effect works. When you do something very, very small and it starts growing and influencing other people. I really loved all the events. I have a question, if I may ask. How do you usually come up with the ideas? Because all of your events that you mentioned, they are very creative. The ceramics, the drawings, the masks, and especially the sound journey, it looked really interesting, and you were sharing that you were very much impressed. So how do you collect these ideas? How do you choose these events?
It's actually a very good question, Svetlana. Sveta, sorry. Yeah, so usually they would be, there was, I think, a form that was shared in social media where we were asking people who would like to become hosts. if they would like to do something like this and make a gift to the Ukrainian women. So in most cases, it was either through some kind of registration form, or for instance, with the sound event, Mystical Sound Journey, one of the, how do we call each other? Leaders of the Sisters for Sisters, she knew the host and she talked to her. And then they decided to make this event happen. So sometimes it's just, reaching out to a network of people. And this is how usually it works out the best.
Yeah, it's true. Ladies who are present here, thank you very much for your time. Maybe you have some questions, and Žymantė is happy to answer all of them. Maybe you have some stories to share, so please feel free. You may just turn on your microphone and start speaking if you feel like it, of course. Yeah, everyone is either shy. Oh, we have Svetlana.
Yes, I wanted to say, Žymantė, thank you for your very interesting story and for everything you were doing and you are doing for Sisters for Sisters. It's really very important, I think. I think maybe this initiative, it can grow in something maybe different. Maybe you were right that the momentum is maybe past, because many women, they are coming back to Ukraine, or they are maybe adapting to their life in Lithuania, and they are not, such in need of something like that. But I think maybe you can put your volunteering, your spirit to help in some different form. And I really wish you to find something that will be empowering you, burning the fire in you, which you will feel that you're getting something in return. I mean, maybe not in material form, but
yes,
you're feeling content and happy after you sharing something. But I want to say thank you once again. It's really nice to meet you, and I'm really happy about it. And visited metal concerts too.
Yes, we did. It was really, really cool, actually. I'm really happy that you came. And about the momentum, yes, it's not about the Ukrainian women who are not willing to attend, but it's more about us in the organizational community. I think that people, some of the women just don't want to do it anymore, and that's natural. Some of them are returned to work, left for another country, or simply didn't feel like doing it anymore, and you cannot force it. But I think that I will, as I said, I sometimes just need to be present somewhere, and it just happens as it happened here, even on social media, as I said, on Instagram.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes you just need to give people, to serve them the option. Like, we are here. If you feel like connecting or coming, you may come and spend some time. I like these stories of personal experiences when something comes out of the small idea and turns into a project, because this is how we created Creative Women's Space 3 years ago. We had the very big dream, but zero money. And we were trying to apply for different grants. We were trying to apply for different teaching courses to gain knowledge how to build a social enterprise, but we were not accepted. But in the end, I don't know, the moment you start actually doing something, the really very small steps, the right people come, the right door starts to open and start opening, and everything works well in the end. So Žymantė, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for all that you, together with your colleagues, are doing for the Ukrainian women in Lithuania. Thank you for this support and for just being there. It's been nice listening to your story, and we will share the recorded video to all those who registered and who were interested but couldn't come today. I know that life is hectic.
Yes.
Even at weekends. Yes. So thank you. If that is it, then we send you the warmest greetings to everyone, and enjoy your Sunday, please. And bye then. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you to my
Yes.
cousin and to my sister for showing up as well.
Yes, that's great. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you then. Bye.